Good morning. Welcome back to Market Monday. Thanks for joining me for an update on what's happening in the housing market in Northwest Ohio. So we have been seeing an increase in the number of homes that are on the market. I'm super excited because these numbers have went up again this week. We were expecting more inventory to happen in the third quarter, and we are actually seeing that rise. So we're excited. 78 new coming soons. These are houses that'll be on the market in the next 7 to 21 days, available for showings. 264 new listings last week, which is very exciting. We did have 275 that went contingent and 124 that went pending. We did have 292 that closed, and the trend that we've seen the last couple of weeks that has been very exciting for us is the fact that the number of solds does not outpace the number of coming soons and new listings. So, I mean, they're still not great numbers as far as balance, but the 292 that went off is less than the 360 that came on. And that's a new trend for us this year. And so we're excited because that's giving us some more inventory for our buyers. So, and then if we want to take a look at the number of houses in the region that we have available, we peaked over 1,300 available houses this morning. So that's exciting news. We were running in the 700 and 800s. We now have over 1,300. So I'm expecting with the low interest rates, because they dropped again about 2 weeks ago, down below 3%. And with the number of homes that are now coming on the market, we'll start to see some of our buyers coming back in. So it's going to be still continue to be competitive. Sellers, great time to sell your home. So Oregon and Point Place, a couple areas that I like to talk briefly about. Oregon has 21 houses available for sale. That number has dropped. They had 11 houses that went off the market in Oregon last week. 3 new ones last week, 1 coming soon, and 4 that sold and closed. Point Place, you had actually 7 new listings last week and 3 coming soon. So 27 available homes in Point Place. So next week, plus we had 11 that went contingent and pending in Point Place. So we're going to see, and 6 that close. Those numbers are going to be up again next week for Point Place just because of all the new listings and the 27 active available homes. So quite a few homes available in Point Place right now, comparatively to what we've been having. Year over year, still looking at July stats, number of new listings was up. The pending sales were down and the closed sales were down a little bit. And then we had an increase in the sales price, up 13.1%. And we had our supply of inventory actually was about 2.2 months worth of inventory. So that number is going to grow. So if you are thinking about selling, it is a great time to sell your home, because in July, it was taking about 2.2 months to sell your home. That number is going to increase with the more inventory that we get. So just information to keep in mind if you're thinking about selling or buying. There were some realities that we kind of had to face in like June and July. Buyers got a little tired. Prices, as we saw, was up 13.8%. That price appreciation was making the buyers have some fatigue in competing. And so we had record low inventory. That is changing now a little bit. We are getting more inventory, as we've talked about. Record high percent of sales over list price. We were seeing multiple bidding wars, very hyper competitive market in June and July. That has slowed a bit. Buyers were getting tired. School was starting. People were getting ready with their kids to get them started in school. So it kind of slowed the market. We had a little softening period, but we're going to continue to have a very strong market through fall and most likely winter and into spring of 2022. So record low days on the market. Houses aren't staying on the market very long. If you are looking, you want to make sure that you get in there and see them in the first day or two before they're gone, before they get snatched up. And we have, again, we talked about the historically low interest rates. They dropped again below 3%. They are here's some projections for what's going to happen in quarter 3 and 4 of 2021, and also what's going to happen in first and second quarter. So they are projecting that interest rates are going to go up, and for every 1% of interest, an increase in interest rates of 1% on $100,000 is about $12,000 in buying power. So keep that in mind as things continue to, interest rates continue to change. So we've been talking about expecting a turn in the market. It's already happening. The market softened a little bit. We're getting more listings. It's still very hyper competitive though. So don't, if you're in the market as a summer buyer, commit 110%, I say, and you don't want to get left behind. So sellers, it's definitely a seller market. We see this shift about every 10 years. That's the trend. So it's been about 20 years since we've had a very strong sellers market. Back in 2010, after the crash, we had a very strong buyers market. Sellers, don't be too unrealistic though. These prices over the summer with that price appreciation of 13.8% increases has given the sellers some pause to be unrealistic in their prices. And unfortunately, if you go on the market too high, the market knows. And so that does affect the showings and the number of offers that you'll receive on your property. So if you've been sitting on the fence and you're waiting and you're thinking about buying, you want to get off that fence because you are going to miss out on an extremely attractive seller's market. There has never been a better time to sell right now. And actually, we have the perfect storm. So if you are thinking about selling or you're thinking about buying, interest rates low, inventory increasing, not enough inventory on the market for the number of buyers, it's kind of the perfect storm for the buyers and sellers. And then we talked about price appreciation. It's going to moderate or soften a bit as the inventory increases throughout the rest of the year. So if you're thinking about buying or selling and you have questions, feel free to reach out. I hope you find value in this information that I bring each week, and just continue to follow me either on RE/MAX, Brenda Kilburn, RE/MAX Preferred, my Facebook page. I post there every day just with information that I hope is useful. And thanks for joining me, and I'll see you back here next week. Have a great week.